Welcome to Blessings in the Journey. Look at this loofah. Well, guys, it's finally time to harvest, and that's exactly what we're going to do in this video. So, let's check out what the difference is between the yellow loofah and the brown loofah, because they definitely do peel differently and look differently once you've harvested them. But both are going to turn into great sponges, and you'll see why in this video. Go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. Notifications for more. All right, so the secret to the golden loofahs apparently is, well, that they're not green, but they're golden, and they will have some little brown spots on them. You can use scissors or pruning shears. I would have used pruning shears, except for I'm an ADHD gardener, so I have no idea where anything of mine is most of the time. Also, excuse the Gallagher hair and the scowl on my face. I was dealing with a bit of a tension headache, and that's how I look when I have a tension headache, kind of angry. But I wasn't angry, just my face was hurting. So once you take a little snip up there where the stem is, you go ahead and start peeling back the loofah. I found that it was easier to peel along the threads. So if you can get a notch in that and just peel down, that's what worked the best. Every once in a while, the peeling got a little stuck because the golden ones are sticky. The skin hasn't dried apart from the inside of the sponge. So sometimes I had to take a little knife and cut a slit. The golden ones required a lot of rinsing, and I would say that would be the negative side of harvesting them when they're golden, just because the gunk is so thick inside the loofah. When I thought I had the outside cleaned, I would find that there was more on the inside. So it took several rinses. There I was showing you some seeds. They fall out real easy. Here is one that was separated. You could tap it and hear that everything was separated. So cut it on the stem again, and you can hear the seed shaking inside, and you can hear that the skin has separated from the outside of the loofah plant. So you cut it the same way, but the difference is this one is super easy to peel. The peel time was so much faster. Downside to the brown ones is they might have mold, and this one did. I harvested 2 of the brown ones, and only 1 had mold. So 50-50 shot, I guess. Even though that mold is kind of yucky, it was contained just to the bottom, and I think that's where the water dripped downward, the gourd, and just kind of set at the bottom, kind of like how your tomatoes get in the summertime sometimes. So what I did was just cut off that moldy part. I figured if it wasn't anywhere else at the bottom, I just went up about 1 inch or maybe 1.5 inches. I don't know, maybe even 2 inches now that I'm watching the video again. And I just cut away from the mold and made sure that there was none on the inside where I was cutting the sponge. It does like there are some dark spots elsewhere on the sponge, but that was not mold. And I think it's just the seeds inside that are showing up as dark spots, because there's no mold anywhere else. And you can see when I cut it, there was no mold. So that one worked. The rinsing was a lot less with the brown sponge. So I kind of preferred those, even though you might run into mold. But for what we're doing, just making some sponges and soaps, I think it's going to work. Okay, after all that rinsing, this is how beautiful they are. They were a little damp here. I rinsed them and I squeezed them out real good. Oh man, these things are so flexible and malleable. They just squeeze the water right on out top to bottom like you would your hair in the shower, and then they shape right back up. I'm sure you can be too hard with them and break them, but I definitely did not have to be gentle. So you can see the difference in the color of them. So the one I'm holding here is actually the one that was browned. And you can see the difference in the seeds showing up. It seems a little more translucent. And the one that was the golden color, the actual loofah color, is more golden. So they make two different color sponges. And I guess that's just a preference thing. I have to say, for me personally, I think I enjoy the brown ones just for the sake of ease. And I think I like the color too. It's a little, I guess it's more brown, but it's also like more white, right? If that makes sense. I know some people bleach their loofahs to get a really clean white color. We will not be bleaching them. I may look into some other ways to see if I can get them whiter in the future. But I don't think that's necessary. You can see straight down the inside of them, and they are chock full of seeds. So when you're spraying them, several seeds will come out, but there's several more that are still in there. And what you can do is you can just kind of bang them on the side of a pan to get the seeds out once they finish drying. And then, hey, there you go. You have more loofah seeds to plant next time. You can see just how many seeds are in this one. It's crazy how many seeds there are. So maybe another side hustle might be just planting loofah plants and then selling them, or selling the seeds even. There's so much you can do with it. So what we're going to do, and you will see a video coming up once they have all turned nice and brown, so that way they're easier to harvest, because my kids are going to be helping me with the next harvest. And we're going to be making loofah soap. So be on the lookout for a video in the future on how to make loofah soap and loofah sponges. My kids will be selling these at a kids market near the holiday season. And we'll make sure we make a tutorial video on making those sponges and loofah soaps. We haven't actually done it before. It'll be our first time. But it seems pretty simple from what I've read on Pinterest. My favorite place to look. So I think we can do it. We left them out in the sun to dry all day Saturday, and then put them in Saturday night because it was going to rain on Sunday. And this is the final product, y'all. So like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more notifications. And be on the lookout for the video on how to make the loofah soap and sponges. Thanks, guys. Bye.